Welcome back to another episode in the series as we attempt to build a flight sim in Minecraft. Last time, we finished the main screen along with all the control mechanisms, allowing us to control all the pixels in the screen, choosing one of 4 colors. The whole thing refreshes at 2.5 Hz, and right now we have these walls sending input down into the screen. So this time, we're going to create control lines to connect all these walls to an actual input mechanism. By the end of this, we should be able to play a short video without any command blocks. So, let's get started. This is where the wiring can get pretty hairy if we aren't careful. I decided to use instant wire using rails, which are a bit finicky. This mechanism here allows us to extend a rail impulse instantly. Since rails are a lot more lag friendly than wire, I'm hoping this will allow us to build long lines without impacting lag too much. That being said, I am a little worried that lag might be too much of an issue once this machine gets really big, but that's a problem for later. For now, let's build up the section that branches out the wiring from these walls and gives us a little more space to work with. To update the walls, I'll use a single tick sticky piston. And this allows the impulse to take the same amount of time no matter if it's pushing or pulling the block, like you see here. The first thing I'll have to do is extend these walls upward, making enough space to stack the wiring. I think I'll space them 5 blocks apart. That way these instant repeaters don't interact with each other. So I'll figure out the distance to extend the walls upward, and then build the branching mechanism and attach it to the screen. Once that's done, we should have enough space to create the buses and input wires to control each pixel. Alright, let's get to building. And there we have it. I've now got a single input line to control each color for each pixel. So they're in groups of 4 lines. This group of 4, for instance, will turn the bottom left pixel into any one of the 4 colors loaded into the droppers. So this is one row, then rows 2, 3, and 4 are up there. And if we go over to the other side of the screen, I've got the same thing mirrored, so the top 3 rows of the display are all controlled by these lines. Now what we've got to do is normalize all the lines so that they line up in one vertical slice, and then I'll build input lines for each frame on either side. Then I can program each frame to be a certain combo of colors for all the pixels, and what should happen is by sending a single pulse into the side of these lines, it'll trigger a single frame to be output on the screen. So let's do that now. And here it is. Everything's built and connected together. We should now be able to send a new frame to the screen every 8 game ticks. I went ahead and programmed in a short 16 frame video, just mocking up what a takeoff could look like, so let's have a look. So the whole machine starts up, everything's on clocks, the data is being piped in, the TNT is dropping, all the lines are firing, and if we look here, we should see, yep, and takeoff. Well, more like rolling down the runway. Something that's a bit concerning though is the lag. It's a lot higher than I'd like it to be. Honestly, I didn't expect Rails to be adding this much lag already. And if it's this much now, well, there's no way I can extend these like tenfold or more and have it still function. Hmm. Let me test some stuff. I'll be right back. Okay. Bad news. Really bad news, actually. Um, so these Rails are way laggier than I thought. I spent some time testing a bunch of other options, and there are a few alternatives, but nothing really makes a drastic difference. So here, let me show you. So right now I've got these rail lines hooked up for a couple hundred blocks, and they represent the data lines for just half the screen, so 4 by 15 pixels. So if I trigger them all at once, then this is the lag spike I get. And if I put them on an 8 game tick clock, it looks like this. Yikes. Man, wish I would have tested this more thoroughly before. I'm not sure what to do now. Yeah, I'll have to think of something. Hmm. Let me play around a bit more and see if I come up with something. Okay, I spent a bunch more time on this, and here's where I landed. It's not possible. I don't see any way I can make these data lines work in the way that I'd planned. So basically, the whole flight sim was supposed to work around the idea that I can send lots and lots of different flight paths to the central screen based on current position, direction, user input, that kind of stuff. But if I'm constrained by the distance I can send the data to the screen, then it really breaks the whole design for the entire project. But I had an idea. Ladies and gentlemen, next time, we're going wireless.